Oh my gosh.
That whole thing didn't record? You're lying to me.
Tayo, I'm gonna kick your
I
ass.
Hi guys, welcome to the show. This is McGriddy's Club Buzz. My name is Matteo Cagliano, aka McGriddle, or on Instagram, McGriddy's Club Buzz. We're here to talk about clubs and what the buzz is all about around here in Florida and in Fort Myers, specifically Keys Bar today. We're here to look at some of the things that we're going through. We're going to be here with some of the Keys Bar staff. We're going to have some local DJs, and we're going to have a special guest as well. I'm really looking forward to what we have to tell you guys today. There's a lot of stuff that we have to kind of talk about. And I'm going to let you know something. Keys Bar, we're going to get to know you a little better today.
Real stories, straight from the bottom. Check this out.
So what do you think about Keys Bar?
I mean, I fucking love Keys Bar. We're out here. Mateo makes it a little better, you know? He brings the vibes. He brings the bitches. He brings everything, bro.
To talk about me, my name is Matteo Cagliano. Just to give you a little background, obviously, I've kind of grown up in Florida, Jupiter area. I don't know if you guys know Stuart, Florida, but I'm a Floridian, born and raised. Grew up, obviously, doing my thing. My family owns an Italian restaurant. It's called Mario's Italian Restaurant over in Stuart. So kind of grew up in the restaurant industry, obviously like an entrepreneurial mindset, kind of going through. Looking at my educational background, I came over to FGCU in Fort Myers, got my BA in psychology, clinical mental health counselor in training. I kind of went through that program, and after a year, I got my master's in science and entrepreneurship, and kind of started a company called Mental Health and You, pairs clients with counselors virtually. I just, trying to help people with mental health struggles. And, I obviously came out here and I was like, I like the nightlife and I want to see what I can do. So after a 5-year relationship, I kind of networked and I went through and I was like, hey man, like I kind of want to see what I can do out here. So long story short, I kind of promote out in the Fort Myers area a little bit. I'm like all over the place, I'd like to say, with like either promotional teams and just kind of just helping them kind of give out some free covers and stuff locally. I talk about clubs and I just want to kind of bring to you guys like what I'm all about. What got me into the nightlife was people, and I'm passionate about just making it safe and fun for everyone to enjoy, and just, it's a vibe. Like I said, I'm excited to be here and I'm passionate about the nightlife, and I want to make these bars, obviously heard by you guys and make it safe and kind of see what we can bring to the table. And we are here today at Shaq's radio station, and I've brought some few local DJs, and we're here to talk about an experience playing at Keys and what it is. The background, just to kind of let you know, Keys Bar is off Alico Road. It's a Gulf Coast Town Center. It's next to Dick's Sporting Goods, and it's right next to the library, Pizza and Pub. It's a restaurant, it's a bar. It turns into a college bar. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I think about every day they have something going on there. But, yeah, so I'll let you guys know about all that in a minute, but all my reviews are on Instagram, on my account, McGriddy's Club Buzz, and you can see more detailed descriptions of these clubs and reviews and what I do, but I look at people, and obviously, like, they want to see these reviews, so I kind of just give the people what they want to see, because I haven't seen that around the Fort Myers area, and I usually see it just around, like, other places in Florida, you know what I mean? So I'm going to start here and see where I can go. I obviously just kind of look at, on McGriddy's Club Buzz, we just keep up with events, deals, clubs, and ratings, honestly, to kind of see where it goes. Today, we're here to talk about Keys Bar, and we have DJ Deia, DJ Ian, and DJ Matt here, and some of the Keys Bar staff as well. Yeah, so it's going to be a great time. It's going to be a great vibe, We got a lot of stuff to look at. We're going to see kind of what's going on with the staff and everyone as well, but before, we get into anything, I just want to welcome, the people who made this possible. DJ Deia.
How you doing, man?
And Shaq's radio, So we're here, guys. I appreciate you being here. How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I mean, I'm living life. I'm doing the best I possibly can with what I have, man,
I feel you. Thanks for having me, brother.
Say less. Of course. And I appreciate you making this possible.
No, of course, brother. Anything I can do, man.
So, like, I don't know, kind of give us a background. Just before we even start, like, how do you pronounce your name? Like, I heard Deia, DJ, like, I don't even know. It's just like a lot of different names, so.
It's Deia.
Deia,
Yeah.
so DJ Deia, not Deia.
Nah.
So my bad.
No, it's all
Delia.
good, brother.
And if I say it wrong a couple more times, you can just correct me. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Yeah, like give us a background on you, who you are, your education, and kind of what made you start the DJing industry.
So I'm from New York originally. Grew up playing music. Moved down to Florida 5th grade. And then did a couple of years of college. Just picked up DJing as a hobby, and then it just kind of became a career from there, I guess. Yeah.
To be honest with you, it looks like it's doing great for you.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
I mean, you're out here, you're doing your thing. You're at more bars, you're at more events than a lot of the people I see, and you've been here for a long time.
Yeah. It's been a couple of years now. Yeah.
How long would you say you've been in the DJ industry?
Probably been DJing now about 8-9 years, probably going on. Yeah, something like that.
8-9 years. That's crazy. Just out in Fort Myers or like?
Started in Fort Myers. Been fortunate enough to kind of play a couple different states now, up and down the west coast of Florida, LA, Utah, Denver, New York. Been around. Been fun. Yeah.
Man, Mr. Global, I see you.
I've been fortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, worldwide out here. But like, can you tell me anything about Keys Bar before we get started about how you've kind of gone through this process?
Keys Bar was pretty much one of my first real gigs. It was one of my first residencies. One of the old promoters kind of came up to me one day on the street, and he's just like, "Hey, I want to start a brand new night. Would love to feature you as part of the team." And then it's been running ever since. That was Wednesday, the ladies' night's been there since as long as I can remember. Yeah.
How long has Keys actually been there? Like 20? No.
I don't know. It's been there longer than I have. I
about
know that
15 years?
I've been DJing there maybe about 7-8 years now, so it's been a while.
I know it's been through multiple owners, correct?
Yeah, it's been through a couple. Yeah.
And the owner right now is Brent?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, he's a great guy. Good vibes. You know how it goes. I mean, but he's running the place smooth. Yeah, he has a Dolphins fan club whenever they play, right?
Yeah.
On Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. It's a vibe. What days do you work at Keys Bar and other events around town?
So I'm there a lot. I help book the DJs for most of the nights. I play Wednesdays and some Mondays, but you could probably find me there most of the week.
Really?
I hang out there a lot.
I feel like I can just sit there. I don't even have to have a drink, and like I just like to socialize, network, and like it's all about business for me.
It's a great place. No, it's a great place to hang out with. Kind of like it's a place where you go and you just feel like you know everybody. Everyone feels like they know each other. Yeah, everyone's welcome. You know.
Yeah, it's a small town in Fort Myers.
Yeah.
I'd like to say it like not even just in the college scene, but like throughout the area. You know what I mean? Like, it's intimate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
It's a good word for it. Yeah.
and it's evolving.
Right.
You know, obviously we have that apartment complex building up right next to Keys Bar. That's gonna be big. It's gonna have a lot of attraction, and you got Fort Myers Beach. You got all this other stuff coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hopefully we can get Fort Myers Beach back off the ground. That needs a little help, but it's getting there.
Rest in peace, Fort Myers Beach. So like hopping into like what you do at Keys and like what goes on at Keys, like what kind of people do you see like coming around you when you're DJing or being around at Keys at those events?
People just looking to have a good time. It ends up like at least in the booth, try to limit it to like the people you know, like the people you're comfortable with. Couple of people celebrating their birthdays, just trying to like be on stage, be seen, have a good
They like the spotlight.
Yeah,
I mean,
a
like
little bit of that.
a lot of people be looking at you. Like, I mean, you're up there and you're like, yo, like.
They all mean well.
Well, you're the
for the most
entertainment
part.
though.
Yeah.
So then it's the attraction. It's almost like
There you go.
I feel like you're the centerpiece. At least the person who's playing at the moment. You know what I mean? Because like, why do people come out? Because they like want to take their minds off of things. So like, I was
they're
like
just looking for a little bit of an escape, I guess, from the
numbness.
Yeah, school life.
The
Whatever you got
reality
going on. Yeah, come out to Keys Bar. You can forget all of it.
Yeah, a place where dreams are made.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've had my fun, fair share at Keys Bar. I mean, I've been going.
We all got some stories from the Keys Bar. Yeah.
I've actually been going to Keys Bar for almost 7 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Started out just coming as a freshman. My friend played for soccer at FGCU. They won the championship back then. It was he was on like the newspaper. He headed a goal, double overtime. It was like crazy to get them in, and they won whenever it was. But shout out to FGCU soccer team. You know what I mean? Doing their thing.
Shout out.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, just FGCU in general. I kind of like the vibes. You know, I like kind of what it brings, and I like the environment that like it kind of brings to Keys Bar. I feel like you see like a lot of the younger crowd. What's one of the most popular songs that's like requested at Keys Bar? Because I know you're there playing all the time.
Oh God. it's almost a meme at this point, but Bad Bunny is just undefeated. Like anything he puts out, like anytime. Drake's real popular right now, and then on the other hand, like a lot of John Summit. John Summit's really getting popular.
John
so,
Summit. Shout
I'm
out.
here for John Summit, bro.
Shout out Space. Shout out John Summit. He's been
Right.
putting out some crazy things. Like not even
he's killing it right now.
the events, Space. I mean, the way that he just carries himself, I'd like to say, like he's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like he's talented. He's well spoken. Has a lot of skills. I feel like a lot of people can't possess. He has
I was gonna say,
entertainment,
his brand is very genuine. He's a very genuine party entrepreneur guy.
and he can party like an animal. Yep, I love it. And I just wanted to ask you because I didn't get a chance to. What other clubs do you play at, and like what events do you like have coming up?
So I helped found an event downtown Fort Myers called Culture. It's kind of like a house music event. We do it in Bootlegger's Alley. It's real cool, real intimate vibe. We've been doing that for a couple of years. The next date on that is to be announced, but follow at the.culture crew at Instagram to stay up to date with that one. Little shameless plug. But we've been doing that for a couple of years. Real fun time. We bring in DJs from all over Florida.
And it's like in the alley in downtown Fort Myers, right?
Real dark, kind of like underground, like rave feel, like I guess if you want to call it that.
But it's like a house vibe.
House music,
and like
yeah.
it's like welcoming,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
it looks really cool. Like I want to go. Like there's like umbrellas all over the place.
It's a great vibe, man. Everyone that comes and plays always says they have a great time.
Welcoming.
We love putting it on because right, it's like another community that we have around the area. But that's always been really cool for us. Other than that, right now I play at Blue Martini in Naples on Friday nights, and then
How's that at Blue Martini?
oh, I love Naples. I love Blue Martini. Yeah, super cool crowd.
That's cool. Shout out Blue Martini.
A little bit more. It gives me a chance to be a little bit more highbrow, I guess.
Okay.
And then I play in Tampa at a real cool spot called 511 Franklin, and they're getting bigger. Yeah, real cool, great company to work for.
That's really cool, bro. I'm glad to hear that for you. That's
Thank
like
you.
a lot coming up for you.
Yeah,
That's exciting.
It's been a good ride. Been fortunate.
Yeah, putting your events out there, doing what you can, and kind of like expanding it from there. You never know where it's gonna go, man.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's only the start, to be honest. So
We can hope.
best of luck for you in what you do.
Thank you, man.
Why do you like working at Keys Bar and being apart from like other bars and events that you work at?
It's kind of like one, I've just been there for a while, so it just kind of like became familiar. But it's like kind of like what we were talking about. It's just it feels like a family, you know. It's like the same crew's been there for so long. You always just come hang out. You know people. It's just a very close group. It just feels like a home bar kind of like thing like that. You know, like a home bar. Yeah.
Home bar. I feel like it's just a place where, and I don't mean to say it like this, but people have so many things to say about Keys, but it's the place that they go back to every other day. And I mean, like, I'm one of those people. I've made a lot of great memories. I've had a lot of great experiences. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't want it any other way.
Right.
I look at this bar as opposed to other bars, and I'm not saying it's the best bar out there, but like the vibes there, like.
What makes Keys Bar special is the people that are at Keys Bar. Like, it's just like the whole the family of it, you know?
For sure. I mean, how could you look at it any differently? You know, I feel like you look at Keys and it's like the staple.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, like you know how like there's usually like that bar, like Library in Orlando, or like that staple bar that everyone's like, bro, I got to check that bar out.
Yeah, you know, like Keys Bar has been here probably longer than a lot of the other guys right now. Like I've seen a lot of bars, like college bars, kind of come and go, open, close. Keys Bar's just coasted through all of that. We've just always been here. Yeah.
Because like there's, all right, I'm just being, I don't know if I'm not saying you, but there's a lot of drugs in the DJing industry. There's a lot of sex in the DJing industry. There's a lot of money in the DJ industry, and there's a lot of connections. And being that you're in the DJ industry, I mean, like, there's a lot of famous people. There's a lot of, you know, bar owners, and I feel like they're like the behind the scenes people who have the money, who be putting out for the people, and like they're almost like the rock stars, because like if you think about it, like they're the ones putting everything together, and they have people running it for them. So it's almost like a trickle down effect. Like, yeah, like I'm just gonna put this money down. You guys are just gonna do this for me, but like. Obviously, at the end of the day, like, who's not going to do that? You know what I mean? It's a job.
Right.
But the way you look at it is it's like one thing leads to another, you know? How are the quality of girls at Keys Bar? uh,
Let's just say that everyone at the Keys Bar is attractive. Yeah, everyone. Yeah,
I mean, I would like to say
attractive people hang out at the Keys Bar.
attractive people hang out at the Keys Bar, but you know, it depends on who you're into.
There's someone for everyone.
Yeah, you know, it can be a younger crowd at times, but I really have. I mean, I've met girls who have been my best friends. Who I've had relationships. I've had hookups. I mean, I feel like we all have who have been to local bars. It's just how it kind of goes, you know. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't change those experiences for anything.
Right.
And it kind of makes me who I am today, you know.
Right.
And I love that. And I know you too. Like you said, like you had to go through some of the things that you've been through in your life to kind of get to where you are today with DJing. Like you had to, I don't know, maybe some mistakes, maybe some great things to be like, hey, like I just want to be a DJ.
No, you're always gonna make mistakes, but you got to learn from them, I guess, right? Yeah.
How are the quality of people? Keys Bar.
Same thing. Great people. It's just like
It's not just about the girls, you know. So I gotta
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
about it. I know everyone wants to say, yo, I want ass, titties, what up, like, but
No, it's like we've been saying. The people there are great, man. That's the reason why we all keep coming back, keep hanging out.
you don't have to answer this. But like, have you had like any friends or like any crazy times at Keys Bar? Like with friends or like have you seen anything where you're like, damn, like that was pretty interesting? I mean, I know there's like something that just comes to your head because I know I have a few.
There's a lot that's happened over the last couple of years, but nothing really comes to mind. You gotta come and experience it for yourself, I guess. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll leave it to the rest of the podcast to
Right.
see what you
Maybe
guys
somebody
think
else
about
has
it.
a better story than I do. Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know if I even mentioned it, which I should have in the first place, but in this like review process, we're gonna talk about this bar at the end and talk about what I think about it out of 5 stars. So obviously I'm gonna give that review. I used to do it on a 1 through 10 scale, but I thought 5 stars was easier to do to transition to, especially with McGriddy's Club Buzz. And we're talking about, you know, the reviews and kind of all the buzz going around with all the clubs. So I think it would be cool. But we're gonna look at that at the end and see what I think and what you think too. On some interesting stuff, you know, I was doing those street interviews and stuff like that, you know, and I was asking people some crazy interesting questions.
Right.
I had some good hookup stories. I'm trying to make this interesting, you know.
Episode 1. Let them just spoil the secrets.
Spoil the secrets. Yeah, dating advice, McGriddy's date reviews.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you all the things on people who need to be getting together and what they're gonna fucking do. Because people out here be crazy, bro. And you look around at Keys Bar, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it makes you raise an eyebrow or two.
There's some, yeah.
And like it's not a bad thing. It's
Like
just
I said,
like,
all are welcome.
all right, so
it's a nice melting pot.
so I'm gonna talk a little bit about my situation, how I kind of look at Keys real quick.
God.
So like, when I walk into Keys Bar, I look at it like it's a memory, you know, because like I started out here in like a 5-year relationship. I got cheated on. It was like a big thing for me, you know what I mean? And like coming from that, I was like, I don't know. I want to get my master's degree. Like I want to make something of myself, and I want to see where life goes for me. So like after that, I was like, you know what? Like instead of like me like moping about this shit, like I'm gonna be a better person. And like I'm gonna do some self-care. I'm gonna be a better version of myself through this, you know?
Yeah.
And I got into like just going out, networking. All right, so how like I started my whole process, I was like out in Fort Myers Beach. I forget how it led to one thing, you know, my friend Marshall and Steven, long story short, we all kind of met up and we kind of started like doing our thing. I don't know how to even explain it, but one day we went to our friend's house. It was on Fort Myers Beach, and my friend took his jet ski out and he wrecked it and he fucked up his leg, man. And it was pretty bad. The Coast Guards had to come out, like it was crazy. And my friend, you know, who lived on Fort Myers Beach, obviously was like really cool about it. I was like, hey man, like I'm really sorry and like nice to meet you. And I thought I was never gonna go there again. One thing led to another, and he's like, you guys want to go on the boat next weekend? And we're like, I would love to, you know, I appreciate that. Like, you're such a genuine guy, like, great times, good vibes. He's like, yeah, like, you guys want to, like, go out one more time? I'm like, yo, like, yeah. So, like, my friends were already going on the boat with him. Like, I didn't know how the whole process was. But then one day he's like, you know, like, you guys want to go on, like, my bigger boat? I'm like, your bigger boat? He's like, yeah. I'm like, he's like, I got a Moss Marina. I'm like, when it was, you know, doing its thing before the hurricane and shit. It's like, yeah, like, we'll go out there. It was a 72-foot yacht. And like, I don't exaggerate when I say this. We had people lining up. We had a security guard. I mean, like we had to max it out at 72 people per day. And like we had people standing on that dock sometimes, like just standing there and like they didn't know what to do. And I felt bad because like sometimes they're your friends, sometimes you're inviting people, sometimes other people are invited. Like it's just like a trickle down effect, and that led to my networking because we'd go from like the yacht to like Blue Martini, and we get the biggest section in the place. And I'm like not just saying a table, a section. Like we fit 50 people in there, and like if you know, you know. Like shout out to Blue Martini and like what we did, because like I think my boy Daniel, he was like a bar back, he's doing his thing, and man, I swear like he would just be there, he'd be doing it, and we had liters of Grey Goose just rolling out to us. It was nuts. And like we were inviting all these girls, and like they were like, yo, Mateo, can I come out? And I'm like, yeah. And like why he would invite me is because he'd be like, yo, you know all these girls, and like I see like they kind of fuck with you. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, I know, like I don't know, you're kind of genuine, and like they just seem to like you, so like keep coming back, and like as long as you can get them coming, like I would love to have you here, you know what I mean? Yeah. And like we made a friendship out of it, and like I kind of promoted, but I wasn't getting paid for it. I was just like, good times, good vibes, and like we'll see where it goes. But like from boat days to sections to doing what we can, like we were just having family meals on this yacht every Wednesday. We'd call it family dinner, and I'd make like chicken parm. I mean, I'd be doing it all, just kind of like whipping it up for everyone, and pasta, meatballs, like the whole little Italian vibe, like I said, because my family kind of runs an Italian restaurant, and I would just prep everything, do everything, and bring it out for everyone. Shout out Shaq's Radio.
Tell me, what do you think of Keys Bar? I mean, it's the watering hole. It's where everybody goes. It's a place that we all know and love, but you might catch something, either a person or a disease. Depends on what you're doing.
So, like, what's your first impression of Keys Bar, if you don't mind me asking?
Quintessential college dive bar. That's what it is. It's a college dive bar. I'm here to have a good time, get fucked up for really cheap. That's what we do.
Do you have any friends that have any funny hookup stories?
Yes. My buddy, we'll call him Billy, hooked up with 3 girls, same night, all different cars. Walked back in, got drinks after each one.
Sounds like a funny story to me.
I don't know. That's a hell of a story.
Guys, thank you for being here today. DJ Deia just came and talked to us, and it was a great time. It was a good vibe. He told us about what he does, some of the places that he plays, and some events that he runs over at Keys Bar. So I have Patrick here today. Patrick, how are you doing today?
Not too bad. Thank you for having me on today.
Of course, of course. If you could tell the people a little bit about yourself and how you're a Keys bartender and kind of what you do.
So I'm probably one of the shortest amount of Keys time employed. I'm fairly new to Keys Bar. They got me on some open shifts now, hitting some late nights, kind of getting put on the schedule a little bit here, more and there. But I've been going to Keys Bar for a little over 3 years now, and I know the staff very well, and we're all friends, and we all have a great time every day.
Yeah, you guys are definitely really close. Some people like to call you guys almost like a family,
Yeah, I'd say we're definitely one of the more connected group of bartenders in the area. We go out, we have a good time, we hang out on our own time, if it's at Keys Bar or somewhere else, but we're always somewhere together in Fort Myers.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to say, and like you guys like almost like take snaps together, and you guys are all posted up, and like I like that you guys have that connection,
Yeah, and it helps that we're all relatively the same age, and we all all of us are in school, if not graduated, so we all have a lot in common, and we're a little bit inseparable.
Yeah, just Pinot. That's the only one.
Yeah, we've lost some key ones down the road. Beef, Pinot, Clayton, but they're always part of the Keys Bar family.
I mean, of course, you know how it goes. They stick with us in our hearts. But what's your like background of bartending? I know you haven't just worked at Keys Bar, correct?
Yeah, I put some time into Pelican Larry's, one of the newer college bars in the area. I opened there. I did a lot there behind the scenes, and it was time for a change and a new group of scenery.
Yeah, like why was that change needed, if you don't mind me asking?
It was just there's other things I want to focus in life just besides college bartending, and it was a needed step to kind of cut down and be able to focus on what I want to do later in life.
Yeah, for sure. And tell me about your experience at Keys Bar bartending. How's that been, besides the family and everything else?
The little things are different than Larry's. It's definitely relatively all the same thing, same motions, same drinks, same customers. Everybody that goes out in Fort Myers is just about the same group. You're going to see the same people out every night. But other than that, the transition was smooth. Just learning where the bottles are and how the computers work, and other than that, the rest is history.
Yeah, for sure. And can you tell me about some maybe your specials and some of the nights that you guys have at Keys Bar?
So there's always something going on at Keys Bar. If it's Monday night, all you can drink with the pong. If it's Wednesday, ladies' night, or even karaoke on Sundays, there's always something to do at Keys Bar.
Yeah, and they also have the block parties on Saturday as well, right?
Yeah, so the block party is fairly new. It's a Saturday night, and we partnered with Library, the bar right next door, and it's ran by Top Shelf Promotions. It's 2 bars with 1 cover. You can bounce back and forth. It's not connected, but you are able to go back and forth as many times as you want.
Yeah, it seems like a vibe, and it seems like something new it brings to the table for everyone too.
Yeah, it's overall a great time to having Gulf Coast Town Center, especially with Cantina 109 right across the way.
So, like, being that, you guys are in that location, kind of tell me how the crowds get sometimes at Keys Bar. I know it can be kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely like not ever a ghost town. Gulf Coast Town Center's always got something going on as well, or if you're not wanting to sit at one bar, you go to a different bar.
Yeah, it's kind of like bar hopping for sure, and you don't have to drive anywhere. There's 3 bars right in front of you.
And if you get bored of those 3, you go down to a cigar bar.
Yeah, you do your thing. Get an espresso martini. You know how it goes. It's a little aftermath, though. Kind of just give me a little rundown in 2 minutes of what you can expect at Keys Bar and tell me some of the things that you do there.
Keys Bar, well, for one, you always see smiles on everybody's faces. Everybody's always having a good time. Other than that, like just touching back on what I said, it depends on what you're really looking for. If you're looking for a pong night, if you're looking for a ladies' night, Friday nights we do Big Gulp with the 24-ounce cups. And then Sunday nights a little bit more chill. During the day we're open. Sunday during the day, Saturday during the day, college football, NFL football, even though that's coming to an end soon. But soon enough, Keys Bar does open at 4, but once season hits where all the snowbirds come down, we'll start opening up at 1 o'clock. I think that's what Brent said. Yeah. 1 o'clock we'll open up.
And also, I see they have something new coming at Keys. For happy hour, they got like a little DJ coming through. They usually only have live music.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
normally happy hour has always been just the cool, chill live music. Jimmy Jams really.
Jimmy Jam.
Shout out Jimmy
Yeah.
Jams brought Keys Bar happy hour to life. Everybody always loved Jimmy Jams.
If you know, you know.
This Friday we got DJ Ian Kelly coming. Play some sounds.
Yeah, and we'll have him on here in a second. But yeah, Patrick, I appreciate you and your time.
Of course, thank you.
Thank you for coming by. Shit, I see you. Do you have like any funny stories about Keys Bar?
Yeah, one time I walked in the bathroom and full on all the girls, like I guess everyone was in the stall and no one could go pee. The girls were like all naked in the sinks, peeing in the sinks because there was no bathrooms.
How do you feel about the bathrooms at
Oh
Keys
my
Bar?
God. Stop right there. They're disgusting. No offense, Keys. I love you to death. But we gotta upgrade them a little bit. I mean, none of them lock, none of them have toilet paper, but it's probably better than the guys' bathroom.
Hi, Ian. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, man.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do. We know you're a DJ, but no one knows Ian Kelly for who you are.
I mean, I was recently graduated from FGCU with marketing, and I got into house music by going to Club Space in Miami, and I just bought some beginner equipment, started DJing, and now I just do it full time.
So would you say that Space influenced you to actually DJ?
Oh yeah, seeing those guys do it, it was a huge influence, and I just wanted to do it.
Yeah, what was such an influence for you, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, I just thought I just grew a huge love for house music, and I just wanted to mix it on my own. So I started producing and obviously DJing.
And would you say that's what inspired you to DJ?
Yeah, 100%.
And can you tell me some of the people you might maybe look up to in the industry?
Definitely I think John Summit, I mean, as corny or cliche it might sound, is this guy is a legend.
I mean, he's an entrepreneur to say the least.
The way he just, it's his story is just it's very motivational. So yeah, he's probably my biggest motivator to be like him. And then the style of music that I want to produce is more towards like Michael Beebe and like Pasa. But I mean, John Summit as a person is like my biggest motivator.
Yeah, and like tell me a little bit more about like what music you want to put out and like kind of what goes into that.
Like minimal tech house music, so it's just like it's house music, but it's definitely like heavy on beats, and it's like John Summit makes more of like it's like more vocal, but like what I want to make is more just like drum heavy.
Yeah, and I would like to say just like John Summit, you bring a really good energy to the crowd.
Yeah, I try to, when I'm like up there, I'm trying to have a good time every time. So
I mean, for sure, to say the least, when we're back there doing our thing, it's cool being behind the DJ booth with
oh
you.
yeah.
And I think recently, I don't know who named you, but they said you were like the #1 DJ in the area, correct? They put it out there and they said that you bring like the most hype. So like, I thought that was cool. So congratulations for that.
Yeah, I mean, I just try to be friends with everyone.
I mean, of course, but tell me kind of how like you market yourself and what makes you apart from everyone else.
I mean, I've been in the area for a while, so like I know a lot of people, and like I try not to burn any bridges with anyone. So like I feel like maybe more people like me or just know who I am.
Yeah.
And when I'm like DJing, I try to play music that like appeals to everyone, even if I don't like the music I'm playing. It's like, I'm there to do. It's not like I'm playing at Club Space where people are there to see a 4-hour house set. I'm playing at Keys Bar, Pelican Larry's, Cantina, whatever. Like these bars where it's a mixed bunch of people who are going there just to have a good time. The music isn't necessarily like the main, entertainment. It's like people want to drink and have fun with their friends, and like I'm supposed to just like I view it as like I'm serving the music. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I try to play music that like will appeal to people that are in the bar. So that's why I play like country music. I play like, you've seen it. I play a huge mix of like everything.
I would like to say Rattling Bog's one of your big ones.
Yeah.
That's like a different mix that people really enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, nobody else. I heard a bunch of the hockey players were at Pelican Larry's one time, and they played Rattling Bog, and like everyone was going crazy. And I was like, if I ever get the chance to like actually, this is before I was ever a DJ, but I was like, I was like, mixing, but I didn't have any gigs. So like, if I ever get a gig, I'm going to play this track because it's just like, it's just good.
Yeah.
Like people love it. And, people are at the bars to have a good time. So I was like, that's why I try to play it. I try to play songs like that like get people drinking. So like sometimes I'll mix it up with like Thunderstruck or like the Shots, but like, yeah, Rattling Bog's my go-to.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like, I don't know, like just saying like how you connect with people and like all around the Fort Myers area. I see like you're well with like fraternities and sororities. Who would you say like you're really well connected with around here with the Greek life?
Definitely Pike and Zeta, just
Yeah.
because like those are the people I hung around with the most when I was at FGCU. And then, I mean, still like most of the frats though, like Phi Delta, I know a ton of guys in Phi Delta, Sig Ep, and like not as much Kappa Sig anymore. But when I was first at FGCU, I used to hang around a lot of Kappa Sigs. So
for sure. And like they're all good people, and shout out FGCU Zeta,
Yeah, everyone's good people.
We've seen a lot of people, and I feel like a lot of people come and go, but like your name's stuck in like a really short amount of time. So like I congratulate you for that,
Thank you.
Yeah, no, for sure. And tell me about like your nights at Keys Bar. I know you kind of like play like occasionally, like, and I don't know, just give me your vibe on that.
Yeah, I mean, so I've been doing keys, like Delia kind of handed it off to me for Mondays. So I'll do like 3 or 4 weeks in a row, and then he'll take one. And I honestly like really love playing like keys. Like every time I get to play there, I have a great time. And the vibes are always up, and like it's a lot of fun. So, and I feel like at keys I can be a little bit more, like I can play a little bit more to myself, just because the people that I don't know what it is, but maybe it's because the other DJs that had played there before me, like specifically on Monday night, were like J Pat, who plays like a lot of dubstep. So like people are maybe used to like the more niche things, you know what I mean? Like the EDM. So yeah, I think that's why I like playing keys. Like I think the last keys that I played last week was almost a 4-hour house set. But
you definitely have the vibe going on, and like I feel like you have a different crowd when it comes through on a Monday too.
yeah.
And how would you describe that crowd on a Monday? Because I feel like it's definitely different than any day at Keys. If you could elaborate more on that.
Yeah, I mean Monday is definitely heavier on like the sorority and fraternities. I feel like that's the biggest demographic, and then you'll have like, people that are just from Fort Myers, but that's always been like more of a ladies' night thing where it's like less of the FGCU kids going and more of like Fort Myers people. So I'd say Monday night is definitely like a lot of Greek life like kids in there.
Well, I did hear that you have a new night coming up, or not night, but day. Can you tell us a little bit about happy hour and what's coming up with that?
Yeah, so the owner of Keys texted me and just like last week out of the blue and asked me if I wanted to play happy hour. So we're gonna see how it goes. I'm gonna try to set up outside and hopefully it's a good time. Gonna try to get a lot of people in there because the past few weeks it's been a little slow. So
Yeah, it has. I feel like with the last week of the semester coming up too, it's gonna be definitely nice for you.
hopefully, yeah.
And like I feel like it's gonna be a change up on the vibe because usually it's like live music and having like a DJ in there, it'll change things up hopefully.
Oh yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about like you and like the DJing set. Like how are things like when you're DJing? Like what's things that maybe annoy you? Things that kind of like go through your mind when you're up there?
I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on.
Because I see like people touch on you. I see
yeah.
people scream at you. I see people request shit at you.
So people are, I mean, people are always requesting songs, and like I don't have a problem with that, just because it makes I feel like it has always made my job easier. But like I can't take a request if it doesn't like fit the vibe I'm in right now, or if it's just like not a song that I really am familiar with. But I try to take as many requests as I can, so it doesn't really bother me. But I think the worst thing is when, I mean, I never have a problem with people coming on the stage. Like I love everyone being up on the stage. Like anyone who wants to come up on the stage can always come up on the stage. But sometimes people get like a little bit too close, or like they're in my arm space where I'm trying, and like there's times where people will hit like the cue button or something and it resets the whole song, and it's like, it's just it's not good. So that's like a big thing for me. And I mean, other times can be like, sometimes I'm just not having a good day, and like people are trying to talk to me while I'm doing this, and like I can't, my head is just not moving that fast, because when I'm like DJing at a bar, I'm definitely thinking about, like DJs think about a lot of things. Like you're thinking about all the music that you can play that's gonna like connect, and you only have a couple minutes at a time to think, because songs don't go on forever. So
I feel like it's like a fast-paced lifestyle. It's like you really have to be up a lot during the night, and I feel like you have a lot to deal with too. And I feel like no one understands like some of the toll that takes on you mentally, and I feel like it almost drains you sometimes.
Yeah, it's I mean, even recently it's been a big issue for me where I've been feeling a lot of burnout, and it's like, just because I started in September, I started doing like 5 nights a week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
That's
a lot,
by the way. Yeah,
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. So it's like, my sleep sucks, and I'm like sleeping off half my day, and it's a lot of drinking, but it's fun. I just was recently like burning out from it, but I'm gonna be coming back soon. Like this has been like, I've only been doing like 2 or 3 nights this past 2 weeks, and it's definitely like a nice break. So I feel like hopefully come in January I'll be able to go like full force again, like full energy every set.
Full force. Yeah, I would like to say that balance is key. You know what I mean? Me and you, I feel like we've been out in like the nightlife, and we kind of figure out what we have to do. I mean, I'm by your side a lot of the time just trying to support you, but like I feel like you're really there. I mean, you kind of open it and you close the place, and like it's gonna be a lot for you sometimes, and I can see how it takes a toll.
Yeah.
So I respect what you're doing, and like that self-care is key. So kind of like just talking about that, what does a night look like for you when you're not DJing?
Any night that I don't have to be at a bar right now, like I will not step near a bar. I mean,
Really?
last night was the exception, just because Delia was playing, and like I wanted to play with him for a bit. But like any other time, like please, like I don't want to touch a drink or anything. Like I'll go to the gym or like just chill with like my friends. Like I'd rather just, it's the white picket fence life, man. That's what I'm looking for.
I mean, like besides your festivals and space.
Yeah, yeah.
As John Summit called it, it was an institution.
Yeah.
And he's like saying all this stuff, but it has a lot of background history behind it. And house music's evolved ever since then.
Oh yeah.
And like just sticking with like how you guys have evolved too, like throughout the society, like a year or two ago, like it wasn't like this. And I kind of want to talk like just about your background. Can you tell me about Club Standard and some of the things that went on with that?
Yeah,
I feel like some people are not like confused, but some people like it's like Ian music and then like Club Standard. And I feel like some people don't understand like the separation between the two since you've done your thing.
Yeah, so Club Standard was when me and my friend Tyson first started getting into it. We were doing it as a group, but I don't know, we had like a beef, and then like also like financially it didn't really make sense. So we kind of just split.
Yeah.
And then we've just been on our own, and he doesn't even live here anymore, so.
Yeah, and he does his thing, and Tyson's a great guy, and like obviously like good friend of all of
Yeah,
ours.
we're good now. Me and
Yeah,
Tyson are
yeah.
good now. But at the time, like we had like a beef, like in late May, and like that's when it kind of just split.
Well, I mean, you guys were a hot commodity. I mean, a lot of people were talking about you guys and what you were doing. I mean, both of you guys had a lot to offer. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think you guys are both great people that have a lot to bring to the table. You know?
Yeah.
And I think you guys are artists. I think you guys could do what you have to. Obviously, he's doing his thing, and you kind of took off in this career, and that's a great thing for you. Why do you like working at Keys Bar apart from other places?
Keys is just always a good time. I mean, it's like the people that go on Monday are fun, and like I said, like I can kind of play like I feel like I can be more loose with what I want to play. Like I can kind of play more to what I really love to play. More so than like playing at other places. So that's really why I like playing at Keys Bar.
So can you like tell me about the quality of people at Keys Bar?
Yeah, I think it's high quality. Like I think on Monday it's high quality.
Monday. High quality.
Monday.
I don't know. Did I meet you at Keys or did I meet you at the yacht? Which one did I remember either seeing you around.
It was Tony's boat. Yeah.
Yeah, Tony's boat. Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah.
That was a good vibe, and like I don't know, we were kind of doing our thing, and I just remember being really drunk, and we just like connected real quick. I was like, "Yo, like your name's Ian." You're like, "Yeah, you're Mateo." We just like clicked from there. But like shout out to the boat days, like it was crazy. We used to have some fun times, man.
Crazy days.
And like honestly, like I feel like that's what kind of evolved our networking too.
Yeah.
You know, like the girls that we knew, like a lot of the partying that we did. I mean, we'd go from a boat to having fucking great times in the section at Blue Martini to I mean just like running around, just doing our thing. But obviously like you were kind of doing your thing, and I feel like I was doing something separate too. But like once we kind of connected, like it just kind of came from there too.
Yeah.
But honestly, other than that, I think that's about it. Is there anything you want to leave us with, like before we get going?
No.
No, nothing like to promote yourself with before you go.
No.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, I hope you have a great day, Ian. Thank you for coming by, and we'll talk to you soon. Well,
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course, thank you. Hi guys, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you doing today?
Doing good.
Good.
Great. How are you?
I'm excellent. I appreciate you guys coming on the show, McGriddy's Club Buzz, where we talk about the buzz going on at all the clubs and bars around. I just wanted to introduce you guys and who you are. Nico and Liv are two bartenders. Obviously, you guys can introduce yourselves, and we got Dawson and David as well.
My name's Nico. I'm from Fort Lauderdale. I moved to Fort Myers about 3 years ago. I'm a senior at FGCU, and I've been a bartender at Keys for about 2.5 years now.
Okay. And how about you, Liv?
My name is Olivia. I've been working at Keys for 3 years. I graduated from FGCU May of 2022 in public health, and now I'm a real estate agent, also working at the bar.
Okay, awesome. And like, what made you guys start bartending?
I got my job almost by accident through a mutual friend of ours named Gianna. She was also a bartender at Keys. And I ended up on the schedule one day, and that was it. From there, I've just been working there ever since. Makes good money, and it's good for the time that I have.
That's awesome. What about you?
Well, I started working there because I had a friend that used to work there. She asked for shot girls every once in a blue moon, and one time I went in. The girl that was supposed to be working the back bar never showed up. They asked me if I could fill in real quick, and ever since then, I've been working at Keys. So
that's awesome.
Been great. Great 3 years.
And what makes you guys stand apart being at Keys Bar bartenders?
What makes it like different is we're a family. We always hang out with each other. We're always doing something together, whether it's at work or outside of work. We're just able to get along as just one. It's never just we're going into work like fuck, we're working. Like it's a fun job. We get to see our friends, we get to talk to people, meet new friends. So I don't know. It's an enjoyable time.
I feel like being at Keys Bar, I feel like it's almost like the staple bar around kind of like Orlando with the library. You know what I mean? It's like where everyone knows and goes to and kind of affiliates with that. What would you guys say about FGCU's affiliation with that?
Really, for like FGCU and Keys Bar, like Keys is a staple for FGCU students. They're always gonna come. Like it's just like the hub. Like I would say, like the hub of everything. Like you've always known of Keys. It's always been around for a while. Especially our Wednesday nights have always been a thing. So
the old watering hole is what I call it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Like as much as maybe someone doesn't like it, like you'll always go back because you're gonna know someone. You're gonna know the bartenders, and it's always very comfortable knowing who's pouring your drinks for you, and then
Yeah.
knowing that someone at the bar you can sit next to.
It's a safe environment and it's a good time for people to have.
Correct.
For
I
sure.
would like to say. You know, a lot of people go there and it's definitely crowded sometimes. How do you guys deal with the crowds when it gets a little crazy there?
I would say it's just more security, trusting our security, using our not inside voices.
And who's
I
your security? And who's your security company and who's the team?
Gold standard.
Gold standard. We got Big Carlos at the door. Don't mess with him. And then we got Little J at the door. You can mess with him too.
trying.
We got Nick. We got Nick walking around at all times.
Big
And
Nick.
there's just like a couple other people.
Couple
that
other
we
guys.
Have, like
Yeah,
rotate,
yeah.
but
You know, but I
the
think those are
main
the
three.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Any problems? You just gotta yell one of their names or go grab them. Excuse me, someone's bothering me. Like, out.
For someone who doesn't know Keys Bar, give me a description of Keys Bar in 2 minutes. What to expect, what to encounter.
I mean, you're walking in and you're gonna walk into an inviting atmosphere. There's always gonna be something going on, whether it's Monday nights we have beer pong tables in the middle of the dance floor and a DJ up there. Wednesday nights we have everything cleared out. So, and also at the same time, you're gonna walk in and you're gonna find someone or meet someone new.
Yeah, no,
Like
definitely.
it's never a dull moment at Keys Bar. As much as people, they said they grow up, they move away, they always will come back and they'll still visit Keys Bar. People take their graduation photos there.
Yeah, I still see a lot of people that are coming in from like when I first started working at Keys, and it's funny. They're like, "Oh, aren't you a bar back?" But it's nice that they come back and they're like, "Oh, how are you doing?" You always see a familiar face every once in a while, so it's just a place that people always come back to.
Yeah, it is a staple for sure. And I just kind of want to move on to Dawson and ask you a few questions. Dawson, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Mateo. How are you?
I'm good. I just kind of wanted to ask you a little bit about yourself and what you do at Keys Bar.
I graduated from FGCU in May of 2023 with a bachelor's in business management. Haven't really found a job to do anything with that yet, so I'm still working at another bar, Rusty's. For the time being, you know, I do like to spend my Sundays at Keys Bar hosting the karaoke. I usually try to get there around 9 o'clock so I can try to get as many names on the list as I can. I like to start before like 10:15 around there. I try not to start any later because then the list starts piling up and people start getting mad when they can't get on. They try to sign up at the end of the night, something like that.
Tell me, like, what makes your karaoke night different from other karaoke nights?
And so we get a lot of the FGCU kids college age. So it's more of a connection thing because we're all the same age. We're all kind of going through the same shit, you know, school and worrying about grades and all of that. So it's just one big, you know, like family there.
My last question for you is, what should you expect at karaoke at Keys Bar?
You should expect, you know, obviously some great bar staff. You know, Nico and Liv always hooking you up. But, you know, you should expect a lot of amazing people. It's the thing I love about karaoke is there's no like age range. You know, we have these two regulars that are at least like in their 60s, and they're some of my favorite people to see
Danny
there.
and Joyce.
So like there's no age range. You know, I got people like take their families there on Sundays. You know, their mom and dad is in town for family weekend, and they all end up at the bar on Sundays, and their parents do karaoke, and it's like a lot of fun. Very wide range, a huge variety of people from all over.
That's awesome. And thank you for your time. And I just want to talk to David real quick.
Oh, yeah, of course. Thank you.
Catch Dawson on Sundays at karaoke, guys. But hi, Dawson. Hi, David. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Yeah, so for the people who don't know you and your nights and what you do, kind of give them a little rundown.
My name's David. I'm from Miami. I'm a senior majoring in software engineering. And that's about it. I mean,
all right. So what's your nights? What do you do? What do you promote?
So every Monday at Keys Bar, we run a beer pong tournament. There's $100 cash prize that comes if you win. I don't know. Usually we do some T-shirts, and it's pretty simple. I mean, you come up, you sign up. It's $10 per team, and it's just a single elimination bracket style tournament. And I sit on the mic, call your team names up. You come up, you play. I mean, that's all it really is, pretty much.
Well, how do you do with the crowds there? Sometimes it's a little big. I know it's a little crazy.
Yeah, weeks like syllabus week, it's the first week of classes, everything's kind of crazy. It does get a little out of hand. Thank God for Jay and Carlos and Nick, the security that's there, because sometimes I do, need them to help me out with some children who decide to act like idiots. But yeah, I mean, big crowds, it's really stressful. Honestly, usually the DJ needs to be paying attention because I'm usually talking a lot, and I know the DJs don't love that. Sorry, Delia. But yeah, I mean, that's really the only way to get through it. You just really have to be patient with people sometimes, and just keep things moving.
There is some. There has been this is some exclusive talk, but there has been some talk in the chat about doing a winners bracket for a Monday night. Take back all the winners that have won shirts for everybody, and then have them do something big. But that's just some talk that we've been
Just some ideas sparking.
Yeah, just some ideas. We haven't really decided on it, but
someone just threw it in the chat today. We're gonna let it marinate a little bit.
yeah.
Well, you heard it first. McGriddy's Club Buzz.
What is an average amount of teams you usually take in a night?
On a random Monday, I'd say somewhere between 20 to 30. 30 is usually where I cap it, just for the sake of time, because these games do take a little bit of time to get going, and if you're not the best beer pong player, which there's a whole lot of them out there,
they can take a long time.
Yeah, the games can take sometimes 10-15 minutes just to finish up. So for the sake of time constraints, I try to keep it limited to 30, but it's usually between 20 and 30 teams.
So what time are you, or do you prefer, I guess I don't even know why I'm asking, but what time would you prefer people to show up to make sure that they get a time in?
Great question.
Well, I try to show up around, I'd say 9:30. I don't normally start taking signups till around 10 o'clock, but I mean, if there's enough people trying to sign up right away, we'll get started with signups as early as 9:30. And they do fill up relatively quickly. I mean, there's been days where I've sat down and within, 20 minutes, I already have 30 teams, so I'm getting started. But then there's also weeks where, I only have 15, 20 teams, so I have to take my time because I want to get as many teams in as possible. So, I mean, I'd say the latest to be there to for sure get a team would be around 10:15, and that'd be kind of pushing it. But 9:30 would probably be for sure to get a team, yeah.
And that's awesome. I appreciate you letting me know about all that. I appreciate you guys just talking to me today. Before we all leave, I just kind of wanted to ask you guys all one last question. Do you have a crazy or funny story that you can leave with your Keys Bar experience? It could be from you guys working there. It could be from you sitting there. Just something that you heard. Maybe a quick random story that most people haven't really heard about Keys Bar. I know I have a lot of bathroom stories, but I'm not going to bring that up.
Yeah.
You know.
Right now. I mean, I'm not sure the Keys Bar staff is going to like this one, but I remember 2 years ago, 2 years ago, me and my friends, we're out drinking at Keys, ripped off the bathroom mirror. I mean, we were young and dumb and drunk, but we ripped off the mirror and we simply just no one said anything, no one worried about it.
That's
so
what I'm asking. How did you get it out of past their security? You just walked out.
Yeah, we literally just quite literally ripped it off the wall, and then we just put it by our side, carried it out, and no one said anything. And I mean, that's probably one of the funnier stories I've had where I can actually talk about it, because the other ones usually end in tragedy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'll tell you right now, I think one of the funniest things to see in the girls' bathroom and seeing how long that it is on a Wednesday, and they literally just I don't know what to do with my life, and they'll just go take a piss in the
they just have to sit
parking
there.
lot.
I've definitely seen some girls Some girls leave and go squat on the side of the building.
There's all power to you.
Anything you want to let the people know before we go?
Just come to Keys Bar.
Keys Bar, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, baby.
And Saturday,
night,
too.
Dueling pianos. Let's get it going.
So Monday
And the block
nights,
party.
Most importantly, though, Thursday night trivia.
Thursday night trivia hosted by yours truly, Nico.
By yours truly. Right
Basically,
here.
just come to Keys every day of the week.
Yeah,
And
you'll
you'll find fun.
I'm here to talk about Keys Bar out of a 5-star rating. Also, I'm here to kind of give some of the details about the environment. I'm here to give some of the things about the security team. I'm here to talk about the specials and the location. These are some of the things I talk about within my review. Going into the environment, I think it's a great time. I think sometimes the days have something special to offer. They have Mondays, Wednesdays, they have Saturdays, and also they have happy hour on Fridays. Some of the things that go into that, they have great specials. Obviously, it's some of the things that a lot of people are attracted to. And like, to be honest with you, it sounds like a great vibe. Keys Bar has like a lot of memories. It sounds like it's almost like a family. People connect a lot of ways. The bartenders are very close. There's some of the things that go along with it too. And when I'm looking at the security team, it sounds like you don't want to mess with them. Obviously, they make the people feel safe. It's kind of a good vibe all around. Obviously, like, they have to do what they have to, but haven't heard anything bad about them, and obviously they'll take care of you. Obviously, they want to make sure their bar's safe, and you got to make sure you're tipping your bartenders and making sure they're taken care of too. At the end of the day, the only thing I can really sit here and say is that the location's in a great place. It's right across from library. It's right next to Cantina. You can go bar hop, you can get food, and you can figure out what you want to do on maybe just a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It doesn't matter what day, but I feel like you're going to always come upon someone, something, and something to do. Out of this review, I think I'm going to look at this and I'm going to give this a 3.5 stars for the review. I don't know really kind of all the things that go into it, but I'll say when I give the breakdown of the bartending team, the DJs, the security, the location, and some of the specials that they have, it sets them apart from a lot of bars. And obviously, some things might not be perfect about this, but I think it's to go without said, there's memories to be made. And I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for your time for watching this podcast. Look me up on Insta, McGriddy's Club Reviews. We talk about the reviews, we talk about the clubs, we talk about the events and all the things going on in Florida and Fort Myers. Thank you. Have a great day, and thank you for your time.